Hi, I'm Lan. Curious about how we hang out and eat in modern China. Honestly, hosting at home is a lot of work, but it always brings this deep, happy sense of satisfaction. Today, my husband's cousin and his family came over. I brewed 2 cups of fresh green tea harvested around Qingming. And of course, besides the tea, we need some fresh fruit and nuts to welcome everyone. Well, my husband and his cousin's wife were catching up in their familiar hometown dialect. And since it wasn't quite time for me to head into the kitchen yet, I decided to spend some time with my fur baby. This little guy has been getting so mischievous lately, but as he melted into my arms, she laughed and said, "You've got to stop spoiling him," and set some rules early on. Meanwhile, my nephew and my son were deeply focused on building Legos together. It's so nice to see my son acting more and more like a real big brother. After resting for a moment and taking a quick sip of water, it's time for me to head into the kitchen and prep for tonight's dinner. To save some time, I ordered all the groceries on my phone just 40 minutes ago, and they were delivered straight to my doorstep. I grab my scissors, snip open the delivery bags, and start unpacking the fresh ingredients one by one. These are pork marrow bones, about $2.5, the base for tonight's hot pot broth. Enoki mushrooms, 50 cents. I'll just trim off the roots and give them a quick soak in water. Shiitake mushrooms for 45 cents and white button mushrooms for 80 cents. I'll put them in the same bowl to wash them together. I wonder if you've seen this before. This is frozen fresh tofu skin, about 70 cents. They are like thin, delicate tofu rolls, and they're the absolute perfect partner for hot pot. And here's our $1 dipping sauce for tonight. Besides the bird's eye chilies and calamansi, these white bits are sand ginger. This is cilantro, another perfect topping for the hot pot dipping sauce. First, I'll wash the vegetables. This is lettuce, about 70 cents a bag. Next, I'll chop up this scallion, about 40 cents. I'll toss it into the pot. Later, to remove any giviness from the pork bones and freshen up the broth. I'll cut off the core of the washed lettuce and place the leaves in a bowl, ready to slide straight into the hot pot later. Slicing up the ginger and cutting the carrots into chunks. getting them ready for the pork marrow bone broth. Filling up the pot with water, and my cousin pops into the kitchen just to say hi. Once the water comes to a boil, I'll drop the pork marrow bones into the boiling water to cook out the gaminess, until the water fills with more and more impurities. This is exactly where that gamey smell comes from. I almost forgot to cook the rice. Since rice is our staple food, it's an absolute must for dinner. I'll scoop 2 cups of rice into the pot and rinse it twice with water. Back in my grandmother's day, people would save this rice water to wash their hair, believing it was great for hair quality. Lastly, I'll add a handful of millet. It's great for digestion and helps stabilize blood sugar. Plus, it packs in some extra nutrition and aroma. Now, I'll rinse off the blanched pork marrow bones with clean water one more time. Into the pot go the water, carrot chunks, ginger slices, and of course, a good pinch of salt. Then, I'll just let the pressure cooker do its magic for the next half hour. Every time I'm in the kitchen, my fur baby stands right there waiting with eyes full of anticipation. He is just adorable. Setting out 6 small bowls, and now it's time to prep the condiments for our hot pot dipping sauce. Out of all the toppings, this little calamansi is my absolute favorite. And to finish it off, a dollop of my mother-in-law's secret homemade chili paste, plus 2 simple dipping bowls for the kids. Everything is officially prepped for our hot pot dinner. Now, it's time to bring all the sides over to the table. The pork marrow bone broth still needs about 10 minutes. I'm gonna sit down, have a cup of tea, and get a little something on my stomach. Honestly, after spending 4 hours at the climbing gym with the kids today, I'm absolutely starving right now. Finally heard the pressure cooker wrap up. I'm transferring the broth into our hot pot cooker and bringing it straight to the table. Our steaming hot pot is ready. Time to dig in. This whole dinner cost about $12, but the warmth of a homemade meal makes everything feel so grounded and at peace. The weather might change, and our days might be busy, but the best place to be is always around this table. I'm Lan, and thank you so much for being here with me. Here's to all of us, keeping our lives warm, vibrant, and full of life.